0205. Okay. I hope I got this right.
There's a YouTube notification.
Here we go. At least on that one.
All right, I started it.
I got to remember to make sure this start. I'm going to... I better not. It'll confuse people. Wait, I can do this. Okay. Whew. So can we tell, is it working?
Are we working?
Yeah, we can talk.
Leslie, Kathy, Erica, Jill, Raquel,
Wow.
Lep.
All the ladies. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
So when are we going in?
Oh, shit.
Well, happy Sunday. And thank you guys for all tuning in, because you guys are not afraid to be in this room. It's not for the faint of heart. You guys are strong, and you don't like to be in an echo chamber, because some of us here have different opinions than the base of Mojo 50 and a free exchange of ideas. Yes.
Free exchange.
A free exchange of ideas. And tonight, unfortunately, Sean isn't here. He's, he's working and doing what every red blood American needs to do, working, taking care of his family, and we appreciate you. And Knights Who Say Moobs is filling in because he likes penis jokes.
Yeah.
And that's...
I don't remember it that way, but okay.
And that's what we do.
So did the video work out? Did anybody watch that to see if did the train and then the whistle work together in the video? Or
yeah, we need constructive criticism here, guys. We're still learning. We don't know what we're doing after 3 years.
Right.
Constructive criticism. What's that?
I'll take any criticism. I don't care if it's constructive or not. Bring it. So, hi, Sarah, Mike, Leslie, Timothy, Lep is here, Kinsey is here, William Finnerty Jr. is here. Is that Mike or Mike's dad?
I don't think it's a relation. I believe Yehudi said he didn't think it was a relation.
Oh.
So I think
Erica, Jason, Rocky,
I can't remember.
Jill Hightower. Yeah, welcome.
Yo.
Yeah, welcome to our show. And so, how are you guys doing?
I'm still alcohol free this weekend. I am taking a break as per last weekend when I was still really not doing well.
What happened? I want to hear the story. I wasn't here last week.
Melissa missed out on that.
Yeah, I wasn't here last week, so y'all get like 2 episodes in a row of no Sean and Melissa together.
Yeah, so I met up went to Leps to meet up with SoCal, and I may
You
have
went to
imbibed.
Leps in another state?
Yeah,
Oh,
leprechauns.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. She was passing back through and stopped off for a day. So we hung out and partied all day long, which started about 10 o'clock in the morning. Started drinking, drank all the way to about nightfall. I remember about half that time.
I believe the discussion
Oh.
started out with you can't drink all day if you don't start early. Is that
That's
right?
right. And yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I was hurting pretty good. Never got a headache. Never get a headache, but I did not feel right for the next 36 hours. And my
36
and my
hours? What?
yeah,
What?
and my pee was a different color.
Oh, green?
Yeah, like a tinge off of greenish, between
Oh.
green and it was not normal. So I'm pretty sure I did serious damage to something.
Celebrating St. Patrick's Day early, sounds like, with the green
So
tea. What is it something that you don't normally drink, or you were just all balls in?
well, actually, yeah, I had quit drinking. It was apple crown and
Cinnamon?
the other thing,
Fireball?
cinnamon fireball. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Having your
So
apple pie?
yeah, we between me and Jen and Bob, we drank a 1.5 liter in about 12 hours ish.
Wow.
So yeah,
Does anybody else remember? Whenever you get like that, do you like try to have a wingman that can fill in the blanks for you?
yeah. And Judy was, and the thing she told me, I am thoroughly embarrassed. And yeah, so I'm gonna stay off the alcohol for a while.
I really appreciate you sharing that. That's got to be difficult.
It's,
Self-deprecating
yeah,
facts.
I mean, it's the truth. Like I said last week, I probably have a drinking problem. I can't moderate when I drink. It's all in,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
All or
I have
nothing.
to drink to just get totally wasted, and that's not good. So I need to quit for a little while anyway, and try to figure out how to be a little more responsible.
Wow.
So now you're hitting the water pretty heavy tonight.
No, actually, I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking
Oh.
Milo's artificially sweetened, no sugar
No sugar.
tea. Yeah, so
That's the right way to drink it.
No
Yep.
sugar. That's how I lost like
No, I
20
can't-
something pounds.
yeah, I can't have sugar. So anyway,
That's related to diabetes, right? Diabetes. How do you say diabetes? Is it diabetes or diabetes?
Wilford
It's-
Brimley style.
yeah,
Diabetes.
Burnley is
Diabetes.
diabetes, and it's diabetes, and the black folks just call it sugar. You got the sugars? Got the sugars?
Oh my gosh, no, that's not black. My grandmother used to call it that.
Oh, really?
She's Italian.
I've only ever heard.
The
I've
sugars.
only ever heard older black folks call it that.
Oh, that's so funny.
You got the sugars, honey? Yeah, I do.
Give me a sugar. Give me some sugar.
Yeah, you
Mike
wanna-
says he didn't self-defecate. I meant deprecate. I probably said defecate. I've been covered in poop a lot lately.
You want to lose a foot? You just keep on eating them sugars. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Jason, yeah, Jason pointed out. I missed last week, but I also missed Nashville. Yeah, keep grinding that in.
Whatever. Yeah.
I'm not gonna miss it next time. That's for sure.
He's only saying that because he was there. Goki was there, and yeah.
I know, and I was really looking forward to meeting him. Damn it! But I've been covered with poop because of that. I told you that side hustle I got going on, the dog walking thing.
Oh,
For
the
some
dog
reason,
thing.
it picked up, and I increased my prices too because of the
Yeah.
everything, gas prices and everything, and
The market will find its center on that, so
I can't even believe it. No, I was busy. I had my max, well, for at least 2 days this week, I had the max amount of walks I could do. And I was super busy, but I loved it. I mean, I don't know, most of you know, I don't have a job. I'm a student, retired military. Did you know I was in the Navy?
You were in the Navy?
I
were in the Navy?
I was.
No way.
So yeah. But I've been super busy. I can't believe it. But there's this one house. I don't want to talk shit about any of my clients, but there's this one house. I think they're pretty young, a young couple, where they do not pick up their dog poop at all. And you go out there, and it's kind of like a dance. And they have two beautiful bird dogs. One is, you could tell they're expensive. One begins with the VRZ something, Ferrazzo. And the other one's a German short-haired pointer. And they jump all over that poop. And then they jump on me. It's fun.
So how much of your dog walking job does involve you putting your hand in a plastic bag and picking up after the dogs?
Almost all. Oh, so this house I refuse
Almost
to. I'm not going to. The one that so I haven't been able to listen to the Morning Mojo in a few days because I have an early walk, and though I bring my headphones, they live in like bum F. There's no internet. There's nothing. So unless I downloaded it first, I can't listen to it. But she said, but when I walked her dog for the first time, she's like, yeah, nobody cares around here. If she poops in an easement, just leave it. Nobody cares. But I can't do that. It's like,
Right.
So I pip it up anyway. And then the other lady who's a traveling nurse, she doesn't pick up her dog poop either in the yard. But even it's been 4 or 5 days since I've been at the house, I do it. I left my pooper scooper there. And I don't mind that so much because it's really clean. It's those bird dogs are really... Ugh, they don't. But it's an easy way to make extra cash and being paid to hang out with the dog. I mean, most of you know me. Like, that is my passion. Did you know I was canine? It's so weird.
Did you do canine in the Navy? That's just weird.
Can you believe it?
All right, where's the bell?
No,
Do
right
canine
here.
in the Navy? Yeah.
Yeah, but if anybody's looking for a side hustle or whatever, that's super. I can't believe how easy it is. The hardest part about this job is the app. You know, according to the app, I'm still walking a dog since Friday. So
That's a long walk.
Paid by the hour, are you?
yeah, at $55 an hour, that's going to be some cash.
Yeah.
We also have to do the when we go camping and take the dogs with us when you're in a camp place, camping area. You got to pick up. So it's not unusual to see people out, early in the morning walking their dogs, got a little bag of poop with them, walking around, in the pajamas. Yeah.
Oh, in their jammy jams. They just come back from Walmart?
Probably.
Walking around, carrying around their hard seltzer.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool people drink hard seltzer too.
Well, on that subject of walking dogs and being with the dogs and picking up after themselves, Melissa, I thought I saw this story and I thought of you with that. There's a British plant-based pet food company that's offering about $6,000 for a temporary job. Then else they'll pay a dedicated dog owner to sniff their dog's poop in order to test the effect of a plant-based diet has on the dog's digestion, as well as its stool odor and general health.
Okay, so I have something to say about that. The amount of money, yes. Dog poop, that's fine. A dog poop smells better than human poop. But you lost me at plant-based. Not going to happen.
You go. Yeah.
No, I like the meats. And the dogs like the meats. Yeah, there's no way I'm smelling.
Wait. You like the meats in the stool? Or you just personally like the meats and the dogs do as well?
I think everybody needs meat. I think humans do and dogs definitely do. Although some will argue that putting a dog on a plant-based diet is unhealthy, but dogs are omnivores. It don't matter. They have always been scavengers throughout the years, so they don't actually need meat. That's my bias. I think they do, but But
Well,
yeah, I'm not
humans
promoting.
are omnivores too, but we still thrive better when meat is in our diet. So same kind of thing. We can survive on
Yes.
it, but it doesn't mean it's right.
It's not optimal. Yeah,
Yeah.
even with the diet that I've been on, it's mostly meat and vegetables. And because of the sugar, Rusty, I don't know what your diet, how you regulate your sugar, but do you? I don't know. I'm like kind of diabetes ignorant, but are you able to eat fruit?
Yeah, just sparingly. I mean, it's a different fruit is a different sugar for the most part. Some things affect it more than others, but it's like anything else. You just moderation and maybe a little less.
Mm-hmm. The one
So
I'm on, they say only to eat berries and cherries because they have a low glycemic index. And then
right.
I heard on one of the science podcasts I listened to, they say that fruit wasn't supposed to be, I guess, for humans. It was supposed to be for animals to eat the fruit because most fruit has seeds, and then to poop it out to replant more, to repopulate, and to make more fruit. So
Yeah.
there you have it.
Now, Rusty, some of those fruits, they have quicker acting sugars that are going to impact you quicker than others. Is that right?
Yeah, bananas are horrible. I can't even.
I
really
that.
can't even eat. Yeah, bananas will shoot my sugar way through the roof. Even half a banana is terrible. I just stay away from them. I love them, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I make killer banana bread, but not anymore.
yeah,
Not
That
anymore.
would be killer banana bread for Rusty.
yeah. Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Yeah, whatever.
Nice timing.
I know. I'm slow. It's all about timing.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
What you got?
Not me.
What do you mean, not you? You don't have anything?
No, not yet.
Not
What
anything
do you
yet?
got, Chris? Didn't you say you had something?
Who's Chris?
How about this?
Knights. Sorry.
How about this, guys? Do you, when you eat Chinese food, often have quite a bit left over when
Almost.
you eat Chinese?
Almost always, yes.
Almost all the time, right?
Unless it's just an order of crab rangoon.
I've got a story about how a 19-year-old had some leftover lo mein and chicken, and everything was fine for about 20 hours, at which point he suffered severe nausea, stomach pain, and vomiting. Long story short,
Too late.
he had his fingers and legs amputated
What?
Yep.
thanks to leftover Chinese food.
That's
What
right.
do you mean? So
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
did he eat? Okay, you said 20 hours. So explain that. Everything was good for 20 hours. Do you mean he ate the leftover Chinese food
he ate
after
the leftover
20
Chinese
hours?
food.
No.
No. He ate it.
Okay.
20 hours later, he got chills, muscle aches, neck stiffness, blurry vision, weakness, and had trouble breathing. And then purple patches on his face and body all over the place. And he went to the ER. His blood pressure dropped and shortness of breath worsened. And he got put on a ventilator.
Oh my God. From
And
what?
it ended up he got a bacterial infection from eating the food.
Yeah, this is actually, you can actually watch this over on YouTube. A doctor guy that I follow, he covered this. The name of the YouTube channel is Chubby Emu. And
That's catchy.
yeah, it's right.
Better
He
than
does
Limu
really
Emu.
good medical videos. But yeah, Chubby Emu, you can go over and watch about this. It's pretty horrifying actually, but they don't know where the bacteria come from. I mean, it's not something that's normally associated, with noodles and all that. So it's some sort of strange thing that happened.
So it's not a China conspiracy
No,
theory, is it?
No,
Just a
it's not a
food-
normal
Just a foodborne.
foodborne thing. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Probably a good sign that you should clean out your refrigerator.
I noticed
Just an idea.
the last time that I got food poisoning was from a Mexican restaurant, but it was traced back to the lettuce.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, So what they don't tell you in the story is it was his roommate's food that he took out of the refrigerator and eat. And the roommate actually also got sick, but didn't eat quite so much of it. And, had he went to the doctor a lot sooner and not waited as long as he did, he probably wouldn't have been in the predicament that he's in. So when you think you need to go to the doctor, you probably need to go to the doctor.
So what are you saying, Rusty? You saying that intake in moderation is a good thing?
Yes. Yep.
What do you
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Hey, did you see what Erica just said?
Uh,
What was Rusty really looking for when he found chubby emu?
not saying. I'm not saying. I just found it.
Based on your history.
Leslie says maybe he didn't refrigerate when he should have.
Right.
Call back to last week's episode.
I missed it. What happened?
What? I missed it too.
Sean, well, yeah, you were not really there last week. So Sean went through a list of things that don't need to be or shouldn't be refrigerated.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used
Though
to
I will
refrigerate.
say that leftover Chinese definitely should be refrigerated. I'll
Yeah,
go out on a limb and say
prepared.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I no longer refrigerate tomatoes. Makes them mealy if you keep them too long in the fridge.
Yeah,
They're like,
change the yeah.
But I started putting apples in the fridge. I don't eat them anymore because of the diet, but my son does. An apple a day is what they say.
Right.
Keeps the COVID away.
We ain't got much. You got a lot of time left here.
Yeah, Kathy and the
So
bird.
what
the
they
last time I
what
got
is
food
suggested
poisoning-
is don't eat any leftovers that have been in the fridge more than 3 or 4 days. Moral of the story.
Yeah,
Probably a
pay
good
attention.
idea.
Unless you know like exactly what it is, and I don't think people wash their food enough either. I used to be on that track where you're supposed to wash chicken before you cook it, and then I found out you are not. Washing your chicken first. I used to like rinse my chicken and then put lemon juice on it. Where's my bell? And put lemon juice on it to kill any kind of botulism or whatever. But I found out that rinsing your chicken before you put it in the oven is actually worse. It creates more of a possibility of foodborne illness to get in there because it just like splatters. Kind of like when you, why they say to put your toothbrush on your sink on the opposite side of the toilet because of the splash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about chickens. What most people don't realize: there is salmonella in every single piece of chicken that you buy. Every
Which
piece.
is funny
There
because
not
how much fish actually touches chicken? I mean, how does the salmon
salmon.
impact all
not
this chicken?
salmonella.
I know, and then the
Salmonella.
chickens start walking north.
Yeah, you cannot buy uncontaminated chicken. It's in all of it. It's whether or not you cook it enough and or it's been held at a temperature that allows the salmonella to grow to a certain extent that it bothers you. But it is in every chicken, all of them.
So
all
would
fresh chicken.
would it be safe to say that as humans we have developed a certain amount of resistance to it?
Yes,
Not a
to
complete-
a certain degree. Now,
And
when it
we've
gets
learned to cook it
yes,
properly too.
yes. So, yeah, that's why cooking temperatures are important to make sure that that you kill because it's there.
Mm-hmm. I've been sous videing. Is that how you say it? Okay, I put my chicken in the sous vide, and it's amazing because I'm one of those type of people that like to cook all the time, but when it comes to certain meat, I'm so paranoid. Like I don't usually put the temperature, the thermometer in there, but I want it to be perfect. So sometimes I sous vide the meat first so I know it's at the perfect temperature, and then if I want to sear it or put a crust on it or something, I'll do it after. But yeah, I'm super paranoid about food poisoning like that. But I guess this is just recent. Pork you don't have to cook as long as they used. They used to put pork and chicken in the same class, but now like pork is I think it's 140 now for pork instead of 165.
Right.
So you don't have to be scared of pork.
Right, but I like to go a little above the cooking temperature. That
best to be cautious.
Because what if your temperature, your thermometer or whatever, what if it's wrong? What if it's off by 3 or 4 degrees or 5 or whatever?
You know the difference between a cooking thermometer and an anal thermometer?
Yes, I do.
The taste.
Dang it. I can't get to it fast enough.
Erica, it's hard to eat the meat after handling it raw. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but chicken and pork. Kathy Leberg is being shipped to China for processing, then sent back here. Why? That's a whole lot of travel for nothing.
I know.
But you know how I'm on that like that psychosocial dynamic of of advertising and consumerism. Do you remember? I don't know if it was the 80s or 90s. Well, more on that after this.
That's it. All right, folks, was the music all right, or do I need to bring that up? Could you hear it okay? Anybody?
You're asking us, it sounded fine to me.
Okay. What about you folks in the YouTubes?
Yeah, did they have did the video go with the
Yeah, did anybody notice did the train whistle start when the train was on the video?
It looked like it to me.
Okay.
Because I was watching the OBS.
Oh, okay. Well,
but I don't know the delay. I'm not sure.
Erica says music was good.
Oh.
As do several other people. Rocky,
Nice.
Leslie, Jason,
Good
Sam,
deal.
and Timothy.
Okay, I need to write this in a Sharpie marker then. Instead of a pencil.
Speak into my good ear, Rusty. Okay. Whatever.
Speak or whisper?
Well, she wants me to whisper.
Brian, I would give you a solid answer, but I was paying attention as much as I do through the rest of the show.
Thanks, Bri.
We're supposed to pay attention to the show?
Oh yeah. No, it's background noise for when they want to go to sleep early on a Sunday because I got to work tomorrow. Although my son has a couple of days off. You know why?
Why?
Mardi Gras.
Ah.
They don't get things like Veterans Day off. Coming in hot.
Sorry. All right, we're back. Kind of, sort of, maybe. So we're getting some updates a little from Sean there. He's talking over in the YouTube chat under
Is he?
Off
Where
Track
is he?
Syndicate.
Oh.
Track Syndicate. But he says he drove by at least part of the America's Freedom Convoy, I think, in Big Cabin, Oklahoma, a few minutes ago. So, hey, those guys are out there. Cool.
What's that? Is that the truckers?
That's the truckers.
The TAV truckers against Are they against the vaccine or are they against the mandate?
I don't know what America's doing. I ain't following none of this stuff, but I would imagine it's not against the vaccine, but the mandates. Come on.
It's a group of people who are really excited to be there for the State of the Union this week.
Oh, is that one?
That's just. She shit, that's Biden's first one. Oh my God. I don't know who's going to fall asleep first, him or I. Him or me. So I have a question.
I have a possible answer.
Okay, because I want to know. When last month, when we had the Omicron, and it was crazy, it was going through everywhere, last month, ever since December. And now the government is offering free tests that can be sent to your home. And I've noticed within our community here, people are really against it. Like, they do not want to get a free test. I don't understand why. But I want to know, so I can understand the process.
Don't have a clue.
Because I saw a lot of hell no, I'm not going to order COVID tests. And I was just wondering, maybe somebody in the YouTube can enlighten me, or somebody on Twitter.
Well, yeah, I think I read today that half of the tests that are out there, the free ones that the government's going to give away, haven't been sent out at all yet. And I mean, honestly, if you don't need it, why do you need to order it? You know, it just because it's out there doesn't mean you have to have it.
No, that's true. I ordered mine. I got mine in the mail a couple weeks ago. But because I knew what a pain in the ass it was to go, drive through we didn't go to the pharmacy. We went to the Mississippi Department of Health drive-through thing. But if I could just have it at home, it's not like they can collect the data knowing that I bought it, but they can't access the results. The more information I can get, the better I feel. It's a government tag. Okay, Jason, you said it's a government tag. I don't understand.
Rocky says because they'll track you, and because if you test positive, you'll become a statistic for the narrative.
Oh, I don't
know how that could be the case if you're doing it at home, but
yeah, I don't
know.
No, I don't. No, they don't ram these up your nose. I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't opened it yet. I thought this was a spitting test.
Oh, that might be the anal.
Well, let me
might
taste.
Be the Chinese anal.
I'll taste it.
When you started with, they're not ramming it up your nose.
I'll taste it and I'll let you know. If it tastes like shit, then.
Kinsey said people's tap water has tested positive for COVID. Well, maybe it's everywhere. Now, who said that? Who did that? I'd like to see.
I know. Oh, also, a report came out, but they have discovered, and I kind of knew this, but COVID wasn't made in a lab. It definitely did come from the wet market. Just like most of our diseases and viruses come from, they're mostly zoonotical anyway. And even if it comes from an insect, usually the insect is because of it. It just makes sense. It's not. I don't believe in the conspiracy theory that it was made in a lab. So here we go on. It's different than most of the narrative, but that makes more sense than it being created in a lab. It's fun if you like to think that it is and be mad and stuff. I guess it's a fun way to think, but I do agree with a zoonotical transfer. Barbara, that's Knights Who Say Me.
Hello, Barbara. I am guest.
And hello, Miss Barbara D. I just want to say thank you to Miss Barbara D., Miss Leslie Holker, and Mr. Timothy Ratliff for being our Patreon patrons on Patreon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Fantastic.
That's awesome. I love it.
They deserve more. We're going to try to put some special content out. I don't know. We'll get it out there eventually.
Erica, send me a link because I want more. The more information I get, the better I feel. It's not aware of the findings from the Moderna patients found in the virus published this week. Okay.
Patents, not patients.
Oh, okay. awesome. I look forward to that. So does anybody have anything? So we just did some serious stuff.
Right?
Anybody got any penis
Yeah, I got
jokes? Oh, sorry.
got to so here are some things, and some people and you folks in the YouTube chats can probably throw some other ones in there. Things that you were told as a child that turned out to be a lie. And I'll throw the first one up here.
My mother loves me.
That you can't use notes in life. You know, like when you can't use notes for this test. You can't use notes in life.
What do you mean?
Tell that to my phone.
I'm always using notes.
Yeah.
I'm always writing down notes in real life, you know, not in just...
I have like, my ADD makes me have lots of different notes all over one room. I say ADD, that's just a classy word for I'm completely disorganized.
Another one was, this will go down on your permanent record.
That's
so
true.
That
You mean like
that you...
if you're like truant in high school or truant in junior high, it's going to follow you forever?
Yeah.
Well,
So
I don't know. Anymore, the permanent record is canceling people on social media and jobs and stuff. So, okay. I could see that.
Oh, with social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the dude? Was it Kevin Hart? Or who was the dude that got canceled from doing the award show? Because he said something anti-gay a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That's so stupid because we constantly change. Anyway.
Yep.
That another one is that all your high school teachers and professors, and once you get into the real world, would require you to write in cursive. No.
I'll just say that's unfortunate that they're not pushing cursive quite so much anymore, but now I guess it's a secret language.
It is. But they can't read some of the greatest documents in American history.
Yeah. One of my sons writes he writes a lot better than I do, and it's always in cursive now. And
That's
looking
great.
looking at the handwriting of some of the kids in his class, night and day difference of his writing versus others.
So did the school teach him, or did you reinforce it?
School taught him, and he decided, you know what, I want to write this way, and so he just sticks with that and keeps writing that way. So
that's great. Good job.
Well, I mean, it is actually, when you think about it, it is faster to write in cursive than it is to print, pick up, and put down your pen with every letter. I mean, it's faster.
Yep, more efficient.
It is.
I'm more efficient with a keyboard, but, you know, that is what it is.
I know. My keyboard can't write in cursive, damn it. I'm sure there's a way I could, though.
Another one is that I wouldn't have a calculator in my pocket.
Yes, you're right. That is absolutely false because we all do 24/7. We always have this. We always have the phone.
Some people can just shout at a box in their room and ask what the what the mathematical equation is.
Hey Samuel, what's pi r squared mean?
Here's something I found on the web. According to YouTube.com,
What did he say?
Samuel Jackson is talking in the background. But yeah, I can just ask him.
Yep.
Another one is that cracking your finger gives you arthritis.
That's a myth.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that. I do it constantly.
Is that really a myth?
Apparently.
I'm glad to know that.
Yeah.
The world may never know.
Oh my gosh. Because my son does it all the time, and I'm like, ugh, I don't like the noise. That's just me.
Yeah.
I'm like, your fingers are going to fall off if you keep doing that.
Cheaters never win in the end. Only good people succeed.
Damn it.
No, that's not true.
I wish that were true.
Yeah. There's bad people all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is, shoot, where'd it go? Oh, that your face was going to get stuck like that.
Oh, I heard that. I was afraid, but not that afraid because I still honed my eye crossing skills.
Yeah, I know. It's like, stop it, your eyes will stick
That's
like
just
that.
yeah.
Oh, and if somebody slaps you on the back when your eyes are crossed, they're going to stay like. The only
Right.
reason it did used to scare me because I did in my school there were 2 cross-eyed people, and I was like, "Oh, who slapped you on the back, dude?"
You'll be stuck being the kid on the Little Rascals,
Mm,
the cross eyes.
yeah. Oh,
Or-
Oh no, I'm thinking Dennis the Menace. I think that was the show.
Dennis the Menace.
Yep.
Now, I don't agree with this, but I mean, there's no such thing as a stupid question. No.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
There really is. There really are questions that are.
Don't
There
get me
definitely
started.
are stupid questions.
Don't
Yes.
get me started.
What
could
about
tell
the
you.
9 How many planets did we grow up learning?
9.
There's
All of
9
them?
planets. Did you hear about Pluto?
Poor thing. He got
So there's only 8.
downgraded to a dwarf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like an asteroid or, bigger than an asteroid. I don't know. Pluto's a planet, damn it.
I agree. I do. I think that's super racist and sizist
And it's sexist.
and sexist
It is.
and spacist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to start a
I'm with
GoFundMe
her.
for Pluto.
Yeah. And that where was this last one? That when learning to type, you needed 2 spaces after every period. Well, apparently that's wrong now.
It is
Yeah, I've
wrong
never done
now.
that.
And that shit, somebody told me why that is. Because we're not on typewriters anymore, because we're on computers and word processors, it's fine. But when we were only on typewriters, you needed 2 spaces to separate it, but we don't need it now. I got schooled. I got schooled about that pretty quick.
Now, is that where the term double space comes from? The space between the sentences or space between the lines?
Space between the lines. Space between the lines are double spaced. It's easier to read, but also when you submit something, it's easier to correct because you have space to write your criticisms in it.
And it makes it look like you did more.
That's what I like. It's kind of like shaving. Never mind. Never mind.
Kathy Neberg said there is no such thing as a stupid question. Well, I mean,
I'll give you an example. When I was in the Navy, one of my last deployments was in Kuwait, and we had this really dumb kid. He was an E-nothing, just kind of dumb. So in Kuwait, think of the terrain there. And we were working, our workspaces were in these huts, like wooden huts. And to keep the doors open, some people wanted their doors open instead of closed. And they would use a weight system, like kind of like a pulley system, to keep the doors open. And so we used to fill up these huge 1-liter water bottles with sand.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, he looked at me, he's like, "Where am I supposed to get some sand at?"
Straight face, real question.
no.
Swear to God. I have witnesses. That was one of the things we used to talk about deployment, like that douchebag. Where am I supposed to get sand at?
Run down to the beach.
Maybe it was a special sand he thought, not the stuff that's everywhere. No, that was.
Yeah, and he's not the type to be like sarcastic, quick, or funny. He was dead serious. Rocky, yes, APA format is still valid for science degrees, and I think we're on APA 7 now. It's crazy.
All right, stupid question. What's APA?
I'll second the question.
Huh?
I'll second that question.
American Psychological Association. They have their, like when you write, there's formats. There's MLA, there's APA, there's Chicago style. Depends on if you're like writing fiction or writing a novel. MLA is fine. but APA has all these stupid rules. Whenever you even summarize something, you have to cite it. You have to put where you got it from, and it has to be like in this perfect author, comma, date, comma, page number, comma. It drives me freaking insane.
Consistency is nice sometimes.
Miss
Yeah.
Leslie Holker says, "Isn't it ridiculous that you have to care about 1 or 2 spaces? I use 2. Don't like it? I don't care."
Preach, sister. Yep. I think
right,
it's
Rock.
fine. I think it's fine. Like in everyday communication, do whatever you want. It's what you were saying with I think it's like for papers or official documents, probably.
Okay, but can we all agree on this? When you're texting, use punctuation. Just use any punctuation.
Any. So it
Right.
doesn't matter if it's correct or not.
Not a long run-on sentence that goes on forever.
Yes,
Just
I
use
agree.
it. Just use punctuation.
Well, texts are hard to decipher intent as it is, unless you use an
Yeah.
emoji. Not using punctuation makes it so much more difficult.
I
I don't know. Sometimes emojis make it difficult to understand too.
I use ... Like if I say something and I want it separated, something else that I say, I put ... between whatever, like such and such ... and such and such.
Am I fired? ...
Yeah.
Is off track, off the air ...
Or whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever ...
So,
and stuff ...
Anyway, Erica says she'll write how she wishes. Whatever ...
Yeah,
Exactly.
America, bitches. Yes, Chris and I prefer capital letters when we're quiet. Stop yelling at me.
Rocky says, and people who reply with K to any text is mentally lazy. I'll agree with that, but when I can't come up with something good to say, I'll just reply, nice.
Oh, that's
nice.
cool.
That's yeah. It's lazy. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I just say I agree. Or
All right. So
it could be my sister and not reply at all and just throw your phone and not hear from her for months. Holy crap, I'm really venting tonight. Go ahead.
yeah. So over on the patent place, I haven't touched on this in a while.
It's not what he said.
The patent office they put out stuff every so often that people are doing, but Ford has put in a patent to make shared cars less smelly.
What?
Funny.
Okay,
Yeah.
cars less smelly?
Yeah, shared cars less smelly.
Oh,
You
like,
working for Ford now?
like fleet vehicles or rental vehicles?
I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. According to Ford, a key differentiator, is in the
Nailed
future mobility market is odor control, especially in the world of shared vehicles, either robo taxis or that kind of thing. So odor mitigation is pretty complex when you think about it. Firstly, odor is mostly a psychological response and is difficult to map to the chemistry that produces the odor. Secondly,
Does it say psychological or physiological?
it says psychological response. PSY-co-logical.
Yeah. Okay.
And is difficult to map to the chemistry that produces the odors. Secondly, responses to odor is complex. It can vary based on culture, demographic, geographic, and other backgrounds.
I agree with that. That is absolutely true. But we have an
Lastly, the
amazing
response-
olfactory, though, to where we get used to it after a while and we can survive.
Lastly, the response to odor is time dependent. An odor that is gradually increased may cause no response to humans. So in this patent filing, Ford mentions a number of potential odor management systems. One relies on an e-nose, an electrochemical nose that contains a number of sensors to identify the presence of potential smells in the air.
Really?
Yep,
That's
to
crazy.
mitigate To mitigate any odors, the vehicle will rely on devices that either add, move, or remove air from the vehicle interior.
They're called windows.
Yeah, window controllers, HVAC systems, filtration systems, or air freshener systems.
So what happens if you're the driver and you fought or something? What is that out of your airbag thing? Like somebody punches you in the face or whatever?
No, but it would. The system would pick it up and then apply a certain either air freshener or turn the air conditioner on or crack a window automatically.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Holy
Imagine
crap.
being the passenger. Why does this guy's window keep opening and closing?
Yeah, but if you're the only one in the car, some people enjoy their own brand,
Ugh.
but you
No.
just want to help
Not
out
every
your
time.
passengers.
It makes my eyes water. I'm like, no, window.
You make your own eyes water?
Oh, yeah, sometimes. So the another system relies on the human nose, and in this example, the car might ask a human to describe a new smell that is being detected and whether they like it or not. And depending on their answer, their answer would be then added as a chemical fingerprint and stored in the memory alongside with the description of it and whether it's considered good or bad. The system would then figure out the best odor mitigation strategy. So, there you go.
But what if you're in the vehicle like me and enjoy the scent of pumping gas?
Well, when
They
it asks, when it
because
detects
because it's such
smell.
a harsh smell, but I still like it. Would it try to get rid of it, or is it going to be based
Well,
on preference?
that's one of their systems is it would detect this smell and then it would ask you whether or not you like this smell, and if you say yes, then it wouldn't do anything.
I would think in the case of fuel that they would not try to mitigate that, because you think about that from a liability standpoint. They're gonna get rid of all smells. If you have a fuel leak under your vehicle, you can't smell it at all, and boom, somebody's gone, and
That's
it's
Oh,
all
yeah.
Ford's fault.
that's an excellent point.
That's yeah.
I like regular gas better than I do diesel. Diesel, I can't get off my hands.
Well, it's oil.
Yeah.
I know.
It's an oil more than
Yep.
it sticks around.
Get sucked right in.
Rocky over in YouTube says random bursts of Glade. I think that was one of Sean's bands, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was in a band. He was Glade, actually.
Erica said odor mitigation strategy. Who fought it?
Who fought it? She said it like that because I bet she has that accent.
Oh, yeah.
Who fought it?
Yeah. Yep.
Taste varies on culture too. Many native Asians don't like root beer because it matches the flavor of some of their medicines there. Kinsey Richards said that, yeah. And licorice, I think for us too. A lot of people don't like black licorice because of medicinal,
yeah.
but I like it based on some of the
Jägermeister.
alcohol. No, not Jägermeister, but Sambuca or not sake. Rocky? Something. It's the Greece version of Sambuca, Frangelico.
Yeah, I'd never smelled, I never knew what Jägermeister tasted like, and somebody's like, "Oh, you got to get it's good. This is good." And
What is in a Jaeger bomb? Is that just Jägermeister in a beer?
Red Bull and Jägermeister. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, isn't it?
I think
Red
it
Bull.
is.
And it's funny. Okay, I saw a picture recently. This is the reason why the human race is doomed, right? On Red Bull, it says do not mix with alcohol. So what do?
Mix it
Jaeger
with
bombs.
That's because
Mix
we're
it
like,
with alcohol.
don't tell me what to do,
Right.
Exactly.
Brian.
I'm gonna call
what
BS on this Ford's ability to come up with this auto, we'll say smell canceling system. How long have New York taxi drivers been around, and we haven't come up with anything to get rid of that? I don't think that Ford can come up with it.
Yeah, I've been in there, but this is okay. Look at the state of our environment, the state of our culture right now. Is this what we're worried about?
Yeah.
You want to talk
Yes.
about first
Right.
world problems?
Right.
Like, this is a technology we need to have right now. Is our smells. And even though our olfactory systems overcome things within minutes, even if you do have a bad smell, unless it's something toxic and it burns the hairs in your nose or whatever. But is this where we are? We can't acclimate, or we can't stand a bad smell. What the hell is that?
I have an answer for that.
Tell me.
A company wants you to smell your dog's crap after eating plant-based food.
For $6,000, I'll do it. Come here, Gilly.
That's where we are. First world problems.
Yep.
Say hi to Barbara.
She was making an early appearance.
Say hi to Barbara. What kind of a day did you have? Was it rough? What's on top of the house? Rough. With sandpaper. Rough. She doesn't want to.
Such a smart dog. Such a smart dog.
Yeah.
She speaks so well.
Yes. She's so malleable. Hey. She gets really mad, though, that I have this dog walking job. She looks at me like I'm a cheating husband hanging out with all the bitches before I come home. She's like, I smell you. I know where you were last summer. Mikey, who she likes black or licorice, it's longer. What? Take my eyes off of YouTube for 5 minutes and they go crazy.
So Amazon, in a patent drop, is working on sentiment-aware voice interface, where Alexa is going to realize when you're not happy or, upset or whatever. So
we could train Alexa to do that, but not our spouses. What the frig?
Right.
Or our children.
See, you probably get frustrated and repeat a command to Alexa because you wanted her to open YouTube, but she understood it as open U2 and starts playing a U2 album.
And I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Holy crap.
Well, you throw in a few choice words, she ought to get the point.
They're working on fixing that. All right, folks. That was 1 hour. Holy crap.
I'll be back.
Come back. I'm sure we'll have not a lot to talk about.
We'll be here.
We'll be here.
Well, then I'm going to step away too.
It's not a torture chamber, but I'll change it. Let's see. What do we got here? We could go to that one. There we go. There's Miss SoCal has joined in. Miss SoCal's been at the racetrack today watching NASCAR. And stuff. Everybody run off. Rocky. Oh, yeah. That's okay, Leslie. I did. I didn't mean to leave it on that one anyway. I just ain't been paying attention to it. Trying to choke down a quick sandwich. I ain't had nothing to eat all day.
Shut up, Mike. His favorite part of the show, they all leave. No, Mike was saying that his favorite part of the show is when everybody leaves over the break.
And stuff. We'll keep them entertained for a second.
Not a dancing monkey. Leslie, I think he does still need to eat. He can't not eat because of his blood sugars.
Sorry, I'm trying to choke down a sandwich. We made it back. Fortunately.
Oh, yeah. We can shift gears now. Knights, you had a story you wanted to talk about.
I did.
It's why
Let's
people
see
come
here.
here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was to watch the shit show.
Well, let's start with this one here. So last week we had a story about a man literally pushing rope to it was a virgin who shoved 6 feet of string inside of himself to
Inside of where?
Yep,
No,
His-
where?
in his penis.
His penis. Rusty?
Yep,
Rusty?
What? Yes,
That was
that's
a shock
story.
Rusty,
I didn't-
you put the penis in happiness. I just want to say.
Wow. Oh.
so today I've got a story about self-assault and battery. That's the lead into it. An Iranian man was forced to go to the emergency room after shoving a AA battery down his penis.
Down or up?
Yes, into the one-way street. Apparently, it had gotten. He put it in there, and it had been in there for 24 hours before he went to the emergency room.
24 hours?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that because
That's not
of
much of a
embarrassment?
charge of a AA battery. I think they're supposed to last longer than that.
It definitely wasn't an Energizer, but did he wait 24 hours out of embarrassment or because it worked?
I think it was out of embarrassment. Yeah.
And you know what he said when he got there? I
What
fell
was it?
down and it just went right
It
in.
just went right in there.
It was like a perfect, yeah. He was in the shower and his Razor AA batteries fell into the tub, and then he reached over to try to get him and he fell and it perfectly went up the pee hole.
Yeah. I would never, ever use that excuse.
When he went in, his complaint
Anymore.
was that he had a hard time peeing. Can you
think?
imagine that? It might be a bit of an obstruction.
See, I don't understand. Okay, he got it in there. He couldn't work it out, like trying to put the string through a hoodie or whatever, and you kind of like pinch it and and you do the
Everything you're saying right now, Rusty, hurts physically. It hurts.
Well, I mean, you gotta work it. You gotta. Wow.
That was a great comparison, by the way. I usually cut all of my hoodie strings.
Well, no, he couldn't poop it out, Leslie, because he put it up his penis.
Those two points are not really connected.
They're on the opposite. Well, I mean, they're kind of, but they're no.
It's a long way around. I'll say this: that is not how you turn a AA battery into a D.
Wow.
Nope. Oh my gosh. That was perfect. So in that story, Knights, did it say why? Was it to give it extra girth, or was it to energize him, or they don't have Viagra over there in, would you say, Iran or Israel?
He didn't provide an explanation for it, though he did not have a history of mental illness until now.
And now he does, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Miss Jamie Christopher is making an appearance. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. The study did point out, though, that leaving batteries in one's privates for extended periods can cause infection, gangrene, and even erectile dysfunction. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Yeah, the gangrene is just...
Again, it's a one-way street. Things should not go from outside in.
No.
There.
Not unless you're getting a test. A Q-tip test.
That depends on who and what you're talking about. Some things do go from the outside in. Just saying.
And I never had that appreciation until I got a COVID test with a Q-tip, and I'm like, ooh, those poor guys.
Kinsey Richards says, charge up your sex life. There you go.
I wonder, was it Wi-Fi enabled? Like, did it have I don't get why. Did it have the guy's age?
Let's see here. Where'd it go? It does not have the man's age.
Now, this was a AA or a AAA?
AA.
How is that even possible? I mean, no, it's not.
Was he high? Was he smoking something? So, if he was smoking pot or smoking pot a lot, I mean, what does that do to your body?
Oh, well, smoking pot a lot has a lot of effect to a bunch of different people. Especially, I was taken aback by, I seen this, gynecomastia.
Gynecomastia.
Yeah.
That sounds like
gynecomastia. Gyneco mastia.
Is this the off-track word of the day?
Off-track word of the day.
It is.
Sounds like moobs. Moobs.
It is moobs. So, gynecomastia, commonly known as enlarged male breast tissue, is a condition that affects 1/3 to 1/2 of men between the ages of 25 and 45 in the United States. It is a condition that is often embarrassing and is also very frustrating as well, because many of its sufferers are not sure why or how they've developed breasts.
Moobs.
Moobs, real breasts. There are several causes for gynecomastia, including hormonal changes, the use of some medications, and health conditions. But there is another potential cause of gynecomastia that is under the microscope. Exposure to THC.
Where do you get THC, Rusty?
From marijuana.
Marijuana.
According to studies performed by the National Institute of Health, recent studies have shown a link between THC and the development of enlarged male breast tissue. This is because THC lowers testosterone levels. When a man's testosterone level is lower than his estrogen level, yes, men and women both produce testosterone and estrogen. Exposure to THC from consistent marijuana use reduces the size of testicles and also causes sperm abnormalities. Using marijuana frequently during teenage years is also shown to delay puberty, a situation that occurs in over 60% of teenage boys. Yeah, there, and then in the comments section of this article, this guy says, well, in his case, testosterone is significantly high. He's had 3 blood tests over 6 months, but he is still developing gynecomastia at the moment and has been smoking pot for a long time. His estrogen levels and everything else are wholly normal. So not all of the reasons for why this happens have been,
So does this only happen for young males? Like if you smoke during your puberty and then, or can it happen to people that don't start smoking pot until they're 40?
It can happen in that case as well. Judy knows of someone whose husband didn't start smoking until his late 30s. And now that he's nearly 60, it has started within the last year of boobs. I mean, boobs, not just, you see kind of bigger guys and they kind of have it. No, these are
Perky?
budding boobs.
Are they
budding
perky?
boobs? Yes, budding boobs, like a female going through,
Wow.
puberty. Yeah.
So I'm really curious. Like, I don't know if Lep is still listening, but I want to see him.
Well, it doesn't happen to everybody. It's just something that
Genetic.
can
Yeah,
happen.
I'm sure there's a genetic component to that. Yeah.
So
When Lep is the
does this
king
mean
of
there's a
tuck-
greater market for male bras or the bro, from Seinfeld?
Oh
Is there a market out there somebody could go after?
Oh my God.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bro with the Merce for the moobs.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, so
Well,
Lep
there's-
is the king of Tata Tuesdays on Twitter, so he just became a Tata
That is
Tuesday.
true.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason why he pushes Tata Tuesday so much.
Oh, I heard
Oh,
Lep went to
no.
bed. Damn it.
Yeah, he went to bed. But
Other problems with too much THC. There's a Thai man, age 23, who completely amputated his own penis with scissors to get rid of a painful erection during a cannabis-fueled psychotic episode.
Holy crap. Holy
Cut
shit.
it off.
there had to be something else in there.
That had to be some damn good scissors.
You would hope. If they weren't, ow more.
Ow. Wow.
Oh, I hope
He,
they were like kitchen grade Cutco or something.
He smoked 2 grams of marijuana, the equivalent of 6 joints in 2 bong rips.
Nah, there had to be something else going on there. There was something else in there than that.
Says that up before that point, he had quit using cannabis for 3 months, and before that had been using it frequently for 2 years. He grew during his hallucination. It says that he grew paranoid that the head of his penis looked distorted,
They
while
all look
examining
distorted.
himself to identify the source of the pain.
I don't care what it looks like. They all look distorted. Circumcised, not circumcised, hooked, straight, backwards. Yeah, they all look distorted to me.
You know, on that subject here, did you know that anybody at any age can be circumcised? And that means that there's no cutoff date for circumcision.
Wow.
There you go,
Holy
Rocky.
Crap.
There's
Thank
your
you.
dad joke.
Oh.
No cutoff date.
So this guy, his penis head looked distorted. So in an attempt to eradicate the problem, he used a pair of scissors to trim the skin of his penis before amputating it completely 2 centimeters off of himself.
I don't think he thought
2
that
centimeters.
through.
I don't think he thought it through either. He wasn't thinking with his head.
No. Well, yeah, definitely not his brain. Ugh. So what happened to him? Like, did he go to the hospital or did he wait 24 hours?
2 hours later. He waited 2 hours before going to the hospital. The doctors thought about reattaching it, but found it to be too fragile. That's just what you want it described as. And contaminated with ants.
Oh, gross. Oh, FFS.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
Contaminated with ants. Were
Fragile
they the real
and ant infested.
Were they real ants or the ants he felt that were crawling all over his body?
No, the doctors couldn't reattach it because of these ants. Real ants.
That is gross. Jason Goki, just a tip.
All right, so moving on. Today is Anosmia Awareness Day.
Anosmia, schmosmia.
I don't know, but I'm aware
Anosmia
now.
Awareness Day brings attention to a condition
People who
causing
can't
a
smell.
loss of smell.
Loss of smell.
Yeah.
I heard
Nose.
that happens
Anosmia.
with chemo and COVID.
It also happens with head trauma.
Like head trauma. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, not shoving a battery or cutting it off. Yeah. I'm sure that would happen too, but least of your worries at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a guy working for us who got hit in the head pretty hard, and he lost his sense of smell for almost a year, and then it just gradually came back.
Wow. Ugh. Yeah, my friend that died last year of COVID, she lost her sense of smell, but back then we didn't have the information. Like, we didn't know that loss of taste and smell was because of that.
Yeah.
But it was connected to the brain. She ended up dying of a brain hemorrhage. Ugh.
Today is also National Kahlua Day.
Oh,
Yay,
that's
Kahlua.
Mexican coffee liqueur.
Is that Mexican?
I don't know. I assumed it was. Or Spanish. Dang it, Chris said, upon hearing that smoking the pots can help grow perky boobies, Brad Stagg starts a new career as a pole dancer. $20 is $20. So we didn't cover that. I don't mean to circle back, but does it happen for women too, or just men because it has to do with testosterone?
It just says men. Doesn't say anything about women.
Okay. As I cover up.
I would
I
think
don't know
with
if
men,
it
you
might-
have a baseline. They're not really supposed to be that perky. And with women, they generally are. So it's hard to tell if it's got, I would imagine it'd be harder to tell if it's had an impact on them.
I think I'll conduct a study.
To celebrate National Kahlua Day, you may want to use Kahlua, a coffee-flavored rum-based liquor, to flavor your ice cream.
Ooh, I use it to flavor my coffee.
Yep, it also tastes great in coffee, hot chocolate, or as a shot on the rocks. Or as a shot or on the rocks. Yeah.
It's called, I was in Europe at the time. It's coffee, Kahlua, brandy, and whipped cream. They called that the Cafe Calypso. Delish.
Pedro I can't pronounce this last name. Domecq.
Nailed it. Dominique.
Began producing
Dominique.
Kahlua in 1936.
I had
Yeah.
no idea it was that old. That's really cool.
Didn't either.
Is there a coffee that's best to mix Kahlua in?
American Pride
Best
Roasters.
kind of coffee around.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. American Pride Roasters.
American Pride Roasters. I just signed up after all these years. I just signed up for the coffee club. And I'm a
You were already doing that.
No, I never signed up for the monthly coffee of the month, and I am a mid-grade subscriber, and it's less than $1 a day. But I can't wait because they have this promotion going on. They have this new surprise coffee, so hopefully I'll get it in this week and talk about it next week.
Oh, and what's that website again?
That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Track Syndicate, bitches.
All right. So, if any of y'all didn't know, that was Erica Stealth Jackhole that was in that little stinger there.
I could tell by the accent.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
Yep.
kidding. She didn't have an accent in that one.
Let's see. It is also National Polar Bear Day. Focuses on our conservation efforts and learning about the famous polar bear.
Those are mean sons of bitches.
They can reach a height of 9 feet and weigh 1,400 pounds.
They're not that mean. They like to drink Coke. They look cute on
Oh,
TV.
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
They'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is also National Retro Day. National Retro Day takes us back to a time before smartphones and the internet. Every generation looks back and asks, remember when? No matter the decade, pick a point in time where people talked more face-to-face than text-to-text and had dinner at home around the table. So what's your retro?
Yeah, you know what? I'm calling bullshit on some of these inconsistencies. I don't agree with masks. I don't agree with mask mandates, and I don't agree with vaccine mandates, but I do understand their places as far as where they help. So I've been seeing a lot of. I was on base 2 days ago at the commissary, and they have a strict mask mandate still in effect all over the base, commissary, exchange, whatever. So I'm talking to this girl I was stationed with, and she's talking about, because we're both wearing masks, and she's like, it's so terrible. Like, we don't see each other's facial expressions. We don't get to develop the human experience, and it's really bad for our kids and stuff. And then I look on Facebook a couple hours later, and she's like, I hate people. She has like this meme where I hate people. I don't like crowds. I'm like, that's not very consistent of you, is it? Like, I understand the mandate part. I don't like that either. But if you're missing people's facial expressions, but then you go home and post on Facebook how much you hate people, I don't know. She might have posted that because she saw me. I don't know. But that's super inconsistent.
Right?
Yeah. I can see. Yeah, okay. The masks have their place. The vaccines have their place, and it's great that they're available. Mandating them. That I'm not. No.
I'm a big thumbs down for that.
Let everybody make your own decision about it. Just let it be.
I like wearing masks when I don't feel like doing my makeup or combing my hair or whatever. Ball cap, mask, sunglasses, perfect. I feel confident.
Feel like Michael Jackson.
Nobody's. Do I feel like what?
Michael Jackson.
Only when
Going
I'm
out
in
in
the
public.
boys' underwear section. I do. Speaking of which, do you remember a couple of years ago, I think Doc was still alive, when the Michael Jackson documentary came out on HBO?
No.
They talked about it. I think him, Ron, and Brad talked about it, but I watched it. And even though we heard stuff in the news and, learned about all of this stuff, but watching the documentary from the actual victims made me super uncomfortable. So I guess I like to be uncomfortable, because this past week I watched on Showtime, I think, was the Bill Cosby documentary. And So I had, like, we have our own opinions about the people that come forward and stuff, but when you hear the victims tell their own story, it's very, very uncomfortable to watch. I felt it was necessary to do so anyway. But there was a part, and one of the reasons that made me uncomfortable, they were showing a lot of his old comedies, and I think most of us in our generation here, I know, Knights, you're younger than most of us, but Bill Cosby himself was like a staple. I think I memorized, there were certain comedy specials I memorized, like Eddie Murphy Raw, Robin Williams Live at the Met, George Carlin, and Bill Cosby himself, because it was so great. And when when I don't want to drop an F-bomb or swear like that, I do flip, 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 blah, 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 blah. Same thing Bill Cosby does. And it was really, the reason it was so uncomfortable is because I'm watching this from my childhood, and it just made me feel good and made me laugh. And I was like, damn it, I don't want to feel that right now, because all of these women are talking about their stories, and way more than I don't think the media painted them real bad. But I think this documentary was even worse, and it just made me so uncomfortable it made me uncomfortable to be comfortable listening to his comedy again. Like, it was
I guarantee that was the intent of the producers there, because they know how people feel about it. And so you've got those conflicting things, and
it works. It works. So come back and be more uncomfortable with us.
Yeah.
Jason Goki says that the Bears are racist now. That's true.
Because they're all white?
Yeah, they're all white.
Well, just the polar ones.
When back in Rhode Island, Roger Williams Park Zoo, they always had 2 polar bears. And even though Rhode Island's not the warmest place in the world, we had these 2. And I think when they're in captivity, they got retarded. Like, I'm not talking in slang retarded. I mean, like, seriously retarded. They got to a point where they wouldn't walk around anymore. They would hold on to a rock and just swing their head back and forth. And that's all they would do. I don't know enough to know about polar bears. Maybe they do that in their natural habitat, but I kind of felt bad, even though they're mean sons of bitches. Aren't polar bears one of the few predators that we have? Like, they actually seek out and hunt humans?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
And you can't eat, not a joke, you can't eat polar bear.
I never even thought of that.
Because of their, whatever this, like, glycol-like stuff in their system, if you eat it, it'll kill you. Now, the people that have, evolved, the people like in Alaska and stuff, they can eat it. But you or I, there's a story of some people that got shipwrecked up north. I wish I knew all the details. I don't remember it. But they killed and eat polar bears. Well, it ended up killing them, poisoning them.
I had no idea. I'm going to write that shit down.
All right, last little segment here before we take off till next weekend. Where
Rusty's thrilled about it.
Yeah,
I totally cut you off and didn't let you finish your stuff.
Who, me? Oh no, Knights. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. You go ahead. I have no idea. Oh yeah, you were talking Bill Cosby. No, I was
Yeah.
saying the producer. You had to think that the producers know how people feel about that, his comedy bits and what they remember of it. So then they pair it up. They butt that up against these stories that these people are telling, and it's going to cause conflict, and it's going to make you think
It did.
certain ways. Yeah.
It was gold, but it definitely made me feel uncomfortable that I missed it. But he was such a predator. Yeah, if you get it, I highly recommend it if you like to be uncomfortable because.
So, does the documentary point out when? I mean, was this all through his? Not that it makes it any better, but was this all through his whole career, or was this a thing that happened in the latter half of his career? Or I mean, did they ever touch on that? I mean,
it made it seem like it was as soon as he had that kind of power over people. I think as soon as he got into show business, that's what they made it sound like. But I guess he felt above the law, and like most people do, like certain type of narcissism and stuff, where you don't feel like, and you think that these women praise you so much and are so loyal to you that they'll never come forward. But also with that mental health thing, I think he did. Some people think they're owed it. They're deserved that, certain rapists or molesters, sex offenders, they feel like that they're owed that. But I get the feeling based on the interviews that he knew he was doing wrong. Some of the things that were really disturbing was they took clips from some of his comedy, some of like the Cosby Show, where he would be like, you need to drink more of this, that way I can have my way later, or I think he kind of knew. He wasn't so mentally disturbed to where he was ill because he was pretty smart. And another thing that really got me about the documentary was picture pages. Damn it, Bill. With Mortimer, the pen, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But it was a lot less vague than the media were portraying it with the very limited interviews that I was able to watch during this whole time. And cognitive bias at first wanted me to be on Bill's side. But yeah, there's no freaking way. Same thing with Michael Jackson. Like, I didn't want to think that Michael Jackson was like that, but
yeah.
But he
It's
was a
amazing
kid
how
himself.
Power like that, their wealth, their celebrity will just amplify the immorality and the garbage that they are okay with doing.
And I think that would have happened with Michael Jackson anyway. But I feel like if Bill Cosby didn't have the wealth and celebrity, it might not have been as much. The reason I think with Michael Jackson, it definitely would happen anyway, because his arrested development was so obvious. Like, he could not think like an adult. He was never thinking past a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
As much as he was a terrible person, Bill Cosby, I listened to one of his comedies the other day and I was laughing my ass off. I was listening to it before I deleted, I better not say the whatever thing.
It's okay.
Yeah, I used to listen to comedy classics and he was on there, and man, it's just funny.
I know, it's still that's what was making me laugh, and I kind of felt a little guilty, uncomfortable, because he was doing the flip, flap, 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 flip, like not swearing in front of his kids. And because his comedy was always wholesome. He had wholesome family comedy. He always had comedy to where you can have the kids watch too. He was never like an F-bomb. He was never an Eddie Murphy or George Carlin. He always wanted to keep it wholesome. So I think that breeded trust in us also.
Yep. On-screen persona versus off-screen. Just entirely different there.
So Kenzie says, how hard would it be to make someone appear to be like Bill Cosby or Michael Jackson? Would it be hard to make someone appear to be a predator in today's society?
Oh,
No, that happened with the Duke University boys. They were all, that they were a predator on that one girl, and they weren't.
Yep.
I mean, even
well,
threatened with jail time.
well, I think when it comes to celebrities, it's always better not to know. I know Brad says this a lot, and Doc Thompson used to say this a lot. It's like they put it to where don't ever meet your heroes. I don't consider celebrities my heroes, but we want to see them in all of their entertainment and what they're getting paid for. We don't want to see them in real life. We don't want to see who they really are because we're in love with their persona or character. Or I don't know if any of you guys watch Game of Thrones, but I remember when Daenerys, Mother of Dragons, started doing interviews, and she has dark hair and it's short, not long blonde hair, and people are like, oh no, like just as simple as that. Like, we want our celebrities to be the people we see on TV. We don't want to see them as being real. We don't want their political beliefs unless they agree with us. We don't want to know how many times they poop a day. We don't want to see them without their makeup. If you're a celebrity, just stay there.
Will you let Ron and Brad know that information there?
Really, Erica?
What'd Erica say?
Yeah, I met Rusty, and damn.
I know, me too. I'm with you, Erica.
What? No, I don't think she was meaning that in a good way.
I think she is. Well, I am.
Yeah, I don't think Erica says damn.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
Way.
No, if it was in a bad way, it'd be DAMN and mean face.
Yeah. Little mean face.
Little mean face, yeah. Yeah. You put the penis in happiness. Come on, Rusty.
Well, I'm getting hollered at. So Sinbad is. Sarah Nichols says Sinbad is the funniest comic ever. Okay.
Okay. Everybody has their own opinion, and I respect that.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, just be discerning about who you, just because they're a celebrity doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they say. That goes for media, that goes for politicians. And I think one of our problems is we believe that everybody else is smarter than us. We believe that somebody, because they have a TV show, must have inside information and they know more than us. Our politicians know more than us, so we tend to agree with them and not question them. And I think we need more of that. I think we need more of questioning because, honest to God, they are not smarter than us. They just have a different position and they took a different path in life. It doesn't mean they have more information or are smarter than us. And I think we need to stop rolling over and taking whatever they say is gospel and just being a little bit smarter about it. Sorry, I had to get on my soapbox real quick because the reason I just did that is because of this whole Ukraine thing. And I read a book a couple of months ago that was written in 2021 and said, how the hell did Donald Trump turn Republicans in favor of Putin? And I read that and it slapped me in the face and I was like, holy shit, you're right. He did. So my little science thing that I told you to remind me about, Rusty, was I think right now, as far as the Ukraine-Russia thing, the MVP, the most valuable player at this moment is Elon Musk. Did you hear what he did?
Turning on the Starlink for Ukraine. Yeah.
Freaking awesome. Oh my God. I am so happy for, I'm
real curious about that though, because I know there's two parts. Yeah, he got satellites up there. But then they got to have the receivers on the ground. How are they getting that to everyone and getting that available?
He had a deal with the vice president. Was it I don't know the Ukraine government structure. I know they're a democracy, but he was coordinating with the vice president or one of the lower echelon to get that done from what I read.
Though this is Elon Musk. I mean, I'm sure they can put a big receiver out there and apply that to their whole infrastructure. So there's that too,
Yes.
rather than just doing it one at a time.
I wonder if Ukraine feels like they are getting or have gotten all their money's worth out of the Biden family for they had what's his name employed over there for so long. And
Oh, come on, Rusty, conspiracy theories.
well, I mean, different, not knowing which one is worse.
No.
I want to point out here, Kinsey Richards has met Rusty, and he said, meh.
Whatever.
Oh, did I lose signal again?
No.
No, you're here.
Okay.
All right.
Do you have Starlink yet? I heard I saw a Facebook post recently from a friend of mine that lives up north in Bum F, Mississippi, and just got notification that because he put the $100 deposit down on the Starlink and to pay the rest of the money to get the receiver because they're coming here finally.
Oh,
Yeah, it's available in our area.
is it?
Mhm.
I really want to see somebody.
You need it, Rusty.
Get it and
Review it.
yeah, give us some real numbers because I've looked into it and the numbers that they're claiming, I really like, and it's something that I'll definitely buy into if it really works out that way. The upload and download speeds.
Hell yeah, I agree with you. And that is exactly why Elon Musk developed it, is for people in rural areas and people that couldn't get reliable internet. So, Kinsey, are Americans really in favor of Putin, or are we just sitting back looking at two different turds, not knowing which one is worse? No, Americans aren't in favor of Putin. Die-hard Trump followers are, because he made friends with Putin and people are blindly following Trump into that camp without knowing what's really going on, I think.
Why do you say that though, Melissa?
Because Republicans or conservatives or whatever the hell we are, we have always been against that society. We're against USSR. We were against their whole way of life forever from when I was a kid. And Russia, we have like certain deals as far as commerce and stuff like that, but as far as being a friend, not a colleague or a person in power, we were never friends. But then Trump comes in and he's like, oh, I like the guy. He's a very smart guy. I can't remember exactly what he said. And then all of a sudden, Republicans change. Not all. I hate when we all get put into one camp. Freaking hate it. But all of a sudden, Republicans are like, oh, Trump's onto something. Okay, we like Putin. But not
But
even
how does that
knowing
apply
why.
to the situation right now? Why do you say that Republicans are in favor of Putin right now while he's invading Ukraine?
Because I hear it. Look at the chat right now. They are saying, yeah, I agree with Putin, and it has read the chat. And you see some, I think Tucker Carlson was in favor of him until he was made to stop talking about Putin in a positive light. And this is what I'm saying. These people on talk shows and your government officials are not smarter than you. They are not. People need to observe and trust your gut feeling, not the bully and not the person that speaks the loudest. Just because you say it doesn't mean it's true. Remember, this is still a guy that said he can walk down 8th Avenue and shoot somebody and people still love him. Think of his personality type. He is not always right. He's not always wrong, but he's not always right either. Do you think that Putin was a genuine interest in America, or was it a genuine interest making friends with him for him?
Yeah.
Think about his personality. Think about everything that he's done.
Yeah,
And
just
the
because our
Ukraine-
elected officials are elected officials doesn't mean they're smarter. They're better than any of us.
They are not.
You can go down to the courthouse and run for any elected position and win if you've got enough votes. Yeah, it doesn't give them special powers.
No, it doesn't. And that's a problem. And I used to think that I was really naive because mostly I always thought that was a problem with Democrats and lefts. I don't have a problem lately now that I'm trying to understand the difference between really leftist and really liberal. So my problem is more with Democrats and the leftists, not so much the liberals, because the liberals were more of less government, more freedom. Like if you want to smoke pot, smoke
Good
pot.
night, Jill.
Do whatever
Sorry.
you want. But when it comes to leftists and Democrats, I always thought that, oh my God, you need the government to take care of you because you don't think you know better than them. And it's just not true. They are no better. They are not kings and queens on a high horse that have everybody has a degree from Harvard. And sometimes we tend to look at people because they're on TV, because they have their own show. They are not smarter than us. They are just elected officials to represent us. So what I'm just saying is question them, investigate, and sometimes we don't want to, sometimes it's nice. Like we want to just look at somebody or listen to somebody and relax. They're doing the work for us. But that hasn't proved. How many of us before Doc Thompson went on that used to do that with Glenn Beck? Like we would listen to everything he said and rely on him because he said he does all the research. So a lot of us just we just sit back and let everybody else do the hard work for us so we don't have to. But with the way media is, maybe that was good back in the day when we only had like Rush Limbaugh. We only had a few people, but now there are so many people and they're not right. They're not correct all the time. And I think we need to start doing our own research.
Right. Nobody's correct all the time. And that's never not been the case. We all have to do our own homework. We all have to make up our own damn mind on everything that's going on. Yeah, I guess even watching the chat and comments and stuff like that, I'm just not seeing as much rah Putin stuff as I guess you're seeing.
Well, and people don't realize his mental health. He's got some serious mental health issues.
He's a dictator of a country. He would.
Yes.
He worked for the KGB under the USSR. So, Yep.
You know, it's really weird.
Not
One thing
arguing with that.
Here is me admitting my lack of research. I always thought he was a tall man. I had no idea he was like 5'8". No freaking clue. Sorry, $25.
Wow.
I had no freaking clue that he was a short guy. Just because of the media, the way they portray him on a horse and shirtless and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely
I don't know.
got some psychopathy going on
over there. I don't know why any of that's going on, but I know we don't need to be in the middle of it. So it's not a NATO country. We don't need to be. We don't need to be in it.
I'm kind of for it, just because I don't want Russia taking over a democracy.
Right.
Because because Putin feels like he deserves it, or he's going through some kind of psychotic breakdown. And I think, gosh, I don't know how to whisper. Some of you guys know my husband just returned from deployment.
Really?
So I got some interesting insights where people are already coming back from that area disturbed, seriously disturbed.
Wow.
And it breaks my heart. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm all for I'm trying to look at every side, and I am definitely not for Putin in any way, shape, or form. But that's just me. But think of why you are for him when we have never been for Russia in any freaking way. Why all of a sudden are we kind of taking a side? Just think about that. Okay, Gilly. Gilly's pissed off.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So, dang, I just lost my stuff that I had. That's not good.
All right. So during the dead time, hit like and subscribe here on YouTube.
And visit
Share
our
it.
sponsors at romikadesigns.com.
Yep. Ramika Designs, piratecigar.com.
Warhorse
Cigar.
Legacy.
Warhorselegacy.org.
If any of you guys are on the Facebooks, go to Leslie Holker's page. She's doing a fundraiser for her birthday for warhorselegacy.org. And we love Leslie, and we love them both, so support them both.
We're not on Facebook tonight, so make sure you share the YouTube link out on Facebook as well.
Exactly. We couldn't get on Facebook because Sean wasn't with us. He usually puts us out over there. And
Sean's trucking,
yep.
making his money for his fam.
Anyhow, I'm out of stuff. I just lost all my
Did I?
links I had here. Dang it.
I guess I had a soapbox tonight. Holy crap. So a couple weeks ago, Mississippi legalized medical marijuana. So
Really?
that's good, right?
Not based on what we've heard tonight.
But they are trying to crack down on kratom. Like, I don't understand that logic.
On this day in 1827, the first Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans.
Yay!
1827.
It didn't start in New Orleans though. It started in Alabama.
Yeah, but that was the first one in New Orleans.
Yay!
And all.
Yeah, we're
So
big. We're
you
big
got-
time into Mardi Gras here. The kids don't even have school. They don't get. Here's where they don't get Veterans Day off. They don't get President's Day off, but they get Mardi Gras off. Oh.
Yep. Let's see what else.
Did you know that Titanic and Sixth Sense are basically the same movie?
What?
Yeah.
Talk.
How is
I see
that?
dead people.
Oh
see
my
that. Ooh.
God.
That's terrible. That's
That
terrible.
is, but I'm going to write that down. I'm going to use that later. Don't tell anybody. I'll give you credit.
Yeah. Icy.
Mm-hmm.
Dead people.
Yeah, I got it. Icy. Dead people.
No. Made me lose all my stuff here. Trying to find it. Venezuela in 1989 is rocked by riots of the Caracazal. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah. On this day, 1991, singer James Brown is paroled from prison after serving 2 years of a 6-year sentence for weapons and drug convictions.
Who was that?
James Brown.
Hey!
When interviewed afterward, he said he feels good.
He feels good.
I knew that he would, though. And then he did the hokey pokey and then just turned himself around.
Turning himself around.
Yeah, I know.
Are we out? Is it almost over? Oh my God.
We didn't even talk about narcissists. I really wanted to. It's such a buzzword lately, but we don't have enough time.
Damn
I knew there was something else you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I know. I don't think the target audience members are here though for that conversation. Yeah, vote for the Kratom Consumer Protection Act.
Kratom. Oh.
Does anybody else use Kratom?
Does anybody take Kratom? No, I tried it. It didn't. I actually got ill from it.
I'm unfamiliar.
The capsules are a lot easier.
Really?
Yeah. And you don't take it like if you don't feel a buzz, you don't take more. It's very, but I'm telling you, when it comes to anxiety, if you have any kind of anxiety, it helps. Oh my gosh. Without it being a drug, same potency as coffee. I'll tell you what, it's a lifesaver. Yeah. I was going to talk about narcissists, but Leslie said, well, you kind of did, Melissa. You mentioned media, Hollywood, Washington. Yep.
Erica says narcissism in 5 minutes without Sean. Pointless.
I think she understands me. I think me and Erica. Plus, we're both from New England, so we're a special kind of crazy.
All right.
I'm trying to see if I have anything else here.
Did we fall off like really fast or what? I ran out of all my stuff and I got things going on that I can't deal with right this minute. Yay. Oh my God.
You okay? Do you need a asprin or an
Okay,
enema?
how about this?
Enema
How
or
about
something?
Shoes.
Last month, Taco Bell rolled out a subscription plan, $10 a month. You can get a taco a day for 30 consecutive days.
It sounds like that movie club.
Taco a day.
A taco a day.
I'm just not. I'm a burrito guy.
If you're
I'm
consistent enough with that taco subscription, the Taco Bell subscription,
yeah.
would that make you more consistent? What's the word I'm looking for? More regular, or more regularly irregular?
I don't need help with that. I don't. I'm good there. Wow.
Oh,
On a
Leslie
completely
never heard of
unrelated note,
Kratom.
Charmin's Forever Rolls are on sale.
What?
They're giant toilet paper rolls. They're Forever Rolls.
Forever. What's it? A big giant paper towel you just keep using over, and then turn it inside out and use it again. Kind of like
It's
underwear
a
and
giant
socks.
toilet paper roll. But in my house with kids, it's like a day.
Well, turn it inside out, use it again. Underwear, socks, and condoms.
But not toilet paper.
No, not toilet paper. Melt in your hand.
Yeah, single ply.
Thank God.
On that note,
Well, I hate that we died off the last 15 minutes there, but I ran out of shit.
And I talked too much shit, and I didn't want to keep it going.
and I continued it.
But
Maybe Sean will be back next week.
thank you guys so much for sticking around with our shit show. We love you. We know you're stronger than the average bear, especially the polar bear. Thank you.
Later.